The world network of biosphere reserves currently counts 727 sites in 131 countries worldwide, including 22 transboundary sites. One such country is St. Kitts-Nevis. Telca Wallace, chairperson of the St. Mary's Man and the Biosphere MAB committee, is here to tell us more. Good morning, Mrs. Wallace. How are you doing today?
Hi.
Can you hear Jamie?
Not clearly, but I can hear.
Okay. So the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve is the first of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean, and of course it's in St. Kitts-Nevis. Can you tell us more about the Man and the Biosphere program?
The Man and the Biosphere program, the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve was inscribed as part of the World Network of Biospheres in 2011. And as a result, that makes St. Kitts-Nevis unique in that we are part of the World Network of Biospheres. The Biosphere Reserve received funding as part of the UNESCO participation program to assist in advancing the protection and conservation of the St. Mary's Biosphere. So over the years, we have received different tranches of funding to implement different parts of development of the MAB program. Biosphere is
a Biosphere Reserve, sorry.
The Biosphere Reserve basically have three functions. The Biosphere Reserves looks at conservation. And in the case of bringing it home to the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve, the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve is very unique in that it has endemic species, cultural and historical assets, as well as one of the main features of the leatherback and hawksbill turtles that are endangered. There are also endangered species of birds that lay on the beaches, which is Hermitage and Keys beaches, that is within the biosphere. The other part of the function is development. In protection, development should be done in collaboration with protection measures that seeks to continue to protect and enhance the environment for future generations. And then you have the logistical support, which looks at funding, international, local funding, and look at education. Because of the different areas of the Biosphere Reserve, we have the marine area, as well as we have the terrestrial, and we have several waterways that impact the beaches. It is a key component in us being inscribed as a Biosphere Reserve because of the, we have in the marine area, we have the north and the south reef that supports the sea life. We also have sea moss, which is not something that is prevalent all over. The sea moss is harvested from the Keys Bay area. And so the Biosphere Reserve is basically an area that is set aside to be protected and enhanced and to study the endemic species that are there. And when it comes within communities, as is happening in the case of the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve, we have several communities, and the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve runs from the Canada estate all the way down to Atlas Village. And so we have to find ways to develop the biosphere without putting too much stress on the persons who live there, as well as educating persons about the importance of the Biosphere Reserve and why it is important for us to live in harmony with the environment.
Amazing. And I know that you guys have been doing amazing work over the years. And we understand that there's some recent training for young adults. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. As part of the participation program that started implementation in March of last year, the actual project seeks its name, the cleanup of the Keyon River, Hermitage Estate, Hermitage and Keys Bay areas. However, outside of the physical cleanup, we sought to launch an education program. And the education and sensitization program took the form of a workshop in the sustainable disposal of solid waste, where we targeted community leaders, persons in the community who does business in terms of trucking of garbage to the dump and so on, as well as businesses within the biosphere like TDC and Contech and so on. Then we hosted a sustainable livelihood camp for children from the Keyon Primary and Keyon High School. And this workshop was very, very, very amazing. I was so surprised at the response of the young persons. The workshop was the methodology was very interactive, where the participants got training in how to beekeeping, for example. We looked at beekeeping and what are the implements that are needed for beekeeping and the importance of beekeeping and honey and the different stages of the bees. And they were very, very interested. We also we did a game, which is Jeopardy game, where we talk about at the end of the training, we did a SMBR Jeopardy game, where we separate them into teams, and they were asked questions about the biosphere and the enthusiasm and everything that came out of it. We also did, as part of the campus, scavenger hunt. And usually when you do a scavenger hunt, you get goodies. When you search, you get goodies, but not in this case. In this case, and this was done by the Turtle Monitoring Network. The camp itself was structured with the assistance of the Turtle Monitoring Network. And they were given a sheet of paper where they put on certain items of garbage that you may find on the beach. And whenever we took them to the Keys and Hermitage Bay areas, separated them into groups and gave them their sheet to go on the beach. Not only did they find the stuff, but they put them in bags. So they actually did a cleanup with that exercise. Then when they came back to the session, they were able to articulate what items they found on the beach. And it was married with the length of time that these items would stay in the environment before they disintegrate. And so it was a serious learning experience, not just for the students, but for all of us. Because, you know, we use things and some of us just throw it in the environment and
not
we don't
thinking
have
about it.
Not thinking about the length of time it would take to decompose. And as a result, it also brought home the point, if an item takes 300 years to decompose, in 50 years, where are we going to put them?
Right. I always ask that question.
Right. In 50 years, our solid waste area that we have there would not be there, cannot be used unless of some new technology comes up. So where would we put all of these garbage that we are amassing? And that was a serious learning experience, because not only are we as adults, we are passing on learning to a younger generation who, if we do not have young people involved, our efforts would die.
Right,
But
right,
if we
right.
bring them on at an early age, then they would be trained in how to take better care of the environment